What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Lies of P video. So the Overture DLC has been out for a month or so now, and I wanted to take this time to talk about what I believe to be the top 5 best weapons in this game. I've done challenge runs, speed runs, low level runs, you name it, in this Souls-like. So I've had quite a lot of time to try everything. And since there's almost 50 weapons in this game, not counting different combinations of course, I wanted to show off what I believe the top 10% is. Now let's get into the tier list. You know, with the top 4 I had a pretty good idea of what it looked like, but at number 5 there was a lot of competition. The wrench is a classic, people online love talking about the puppet ripper when this game was new, but my pick at number 5 is the Trident of the Covenant. This weapon is a powerhouse and ended up becoming one of my favorite weapons on my first New Game Plus playthrough. The charged heavy attack, running heavy attack, it's all just so good. And the fact that you can get this pretty early on means you haven't wasted your Covenant Moonstones just yet. And this weapon is the only one on this top 5 list with a listed crit chance of 30%. Let's talk about Fables for a second. The first one costs just 1 Fable charge unless you perform a timed guard parry. It does take a little bit of practice to get down, I'm not gonna lie. But once you do, you'll perfect parry the enemy and do an explosive counterattack for respectable damage. And again, at just 1 Fable charge, that's pretty good. The second ability is the Link Rush Stab. For 2 Fable charges, you lunge in and do a down thrusting attack for a nice bit of burst damage. Honestly, you could use this weapon throughout the entire game and be just fine. But there are 4 other weapons on this list that I think outperform this weapon, if this one just isn't vibing with you if you try it. And at number 4 we have the Two Dragon Sword, which is your classic katana looking weapon that a lot of people are going to like in their Souls game. What's nice about this weapon is it actually gets an S scaling in technique, which means more damage for less levels invested. This is one of those flashy weapons that's real nice for showing off, especially with hitless challenge runs. Its charged heavy has a unique effect where you're actually going to parry an incoming attack right before it finishes charging. Another high skill effect that can be perfected with practice. Start charging your heavy attack right before an incoming hit and boom! Parry the enemy and then immediately hit them with your heavy move. And actually, you can hold down the charged heavy and just walk around until an enemy moves too far in. You don't have to use it immediately. The first Fable art is the Winds of the Swords move. It fires out a horizontal projectile that's great at hitting multiple enemies. Looking at you, Black Rabbit Brotherhood. It's also nice to just pepper in these moves every once in a while during fight for style points, if I'm going to be honest. The second ability is the Link Emergency Dodge. Now this move has 2 utilities. One, it can be used defensively to avoid an incoming attack. If you're out of stamina or a fury attack will surely kill you, just hit the Fable button and get the hell out of there. But it's also an offensive move. Hit it multiple times to dive in and hit your enemy with a whirlwind attack for some big damage. The sword really does it all. Alright, at number 3 we're going to introduce our first DLC weapon in the mix. Final Fantasy fans are going to love the Pale Knight. I mean, look at it, it's a gunblade, and it does not disappoint. Now you aren't going to get this weapon until you're about 75% of the way through the DLC, so it really does feel like a New Game Plus item. But I mean, you have the new boss rush mode to use it in, so you get plenty of use out of it if you want. Now why is this weapon so good? Well, an aim motivity is great. Now usually motivity weapons are much slower than their technique counterparts, but it has a decently fast swing speed. On top of that, the charged heavy fires an explosive projectile that deals great damage, and you can follow it up with another heavy attack for a unique 2-hit combo. Its first Fable art at 2 charges strengthens the bullets. This temporarily increases all damage from your next projectile-based attack. So it's a nice weapon buff you can use at the start of the fight and start spamming heavy rounds with. Its second art, the Full Salvo, fires an upgraded explosive projectile that is a stagger machine. This weapon does a nice job of balancing the sword aspect with light attacks, and the gun aspect with a heavy moveset. It's a great weapon, lots of fun. I actually just did a New Game Plus speedrun with it, and I am a fan. Coming in at number 2 we have what most speedrunners would say was their favorite weapon, the Azure dragoncrest glaive. Now this was added after launch as free DLC, was a collaboration with Wolong Fallen Dynasty. The great thing about this weapon is it's available at the start of the game with the other 3 starting options. And yeah, this is my go-to weapon for speedruns, as it can carry you throughout the entire game easily. But why is it so good? It's all because of the 1-cost Fable art, Deflect Counterattack. Press the Fable button right before you get hit for a standard parry, and it will deflect the attack. Next, you can hit the light attack button for a free, yes free, counterattack that deals enhanced damage, or press the heavy attack to deal a much harder hitting move that will cost 1 Fable art. This weapon rewards you for knowing what bosses' attack patterns are. Just adding free counter light attacks melts bosses' health bars for free. And I haven't even talked about the other move, Storm Slash. For 3 Fable bars, you can spin in the air like a goddamn Beyblade and deal incredible burst damage. I like to use this on staggerable enemies to break them, as the charge heavy attack can be on the slower side for this weapon. But once you get good with it, you'll have a hard time using anything else. Well, we've covered 4 incredible weapons, so what could be better than all those? Well, worry not, my loyal viewer. In my number 1 slot, we have the second DLC weapon on this list, the Monads Rose Sword. If you watch my Black Rubber Brotherhood fight, you'll know. Super fast light attacks, a quick charge heavy, and 2 anime-esque Fable arts that deal insane damage. Legit, the only thing holding this weapon back even a little bit is its durability. You'll probably need to resharpen your weapon during longer fights. But since it's basically a New Game Plus weapon, since you get it so late, you can use quartz upgrades to mitigate its only downside. For 3 Fable art slots, you charge up for a second or 2, and then unleash hell in the form of red anime slashes, all across the arena. This is great for group fights or larger, slow single enemies. For 1 Fable slot, you can have the Blossoming move. This teleports you up to 3 times and deals a hefty slash attack on each cast. Plus an explosion that deals extreme damage for the 3rd one. Seriously, if you have this weapon, use it. Get used to the moveset and you cannot lose. Alright, that's going to do it for my top 5. There were a ton of honorable mentions that could have been here if we did the top 10 list. Let me know if there's a weapon that you think should have absolutely been included and why. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.